This is Audible.
Recorded Books and RB Digital present A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Narrated by Amanda Lee Cobb. Rhysand. 2 years before the wall. The buzzing flies and screaming survivors had long since replaced the beating war drums. The killing field was now a tangled sprawl of corpses, human and fairy alike, interrupted only by broken wings jutting toward the gray sky or the occasional bulk of a felled horse. With the heat, despite the heavy cloud cover, the smell would soon be unbearable. Flies already crawled along eyes gazing unblinkingly upward. They didn't differentiate between mortal and immortal flesh. I picked my way across the once grassy plain, marking the banners half buried in mud and gore. It took most of my lingering strength to keep my wings from dragging over corpse and armor. My own power had been depleted well before the carnage had stopped. I'd spent the final hours fighting as the mortals beside me had, with sword and fist and brute, unrelenting focus. We'd held the lines against Ravinia's legions. Hour after hour we'd held the lines, as I had been ordered to do by my father, as I knew I must do. To falter here would have been the killing blow to our already sundering resistance. The keep looming at my back was too valuable to be yielded to the Loyalists, not just for its location in the heart of the continent, but for the supplies it guarded. For the forges that smoldered day and night on its western side, toiling to stock our forces. The smoke of those forges now blended with the pyres already being kindled behind me as I kept walking, scanning the faces of the dead. I made a note to dispatch any soldiers who could stomach it to claim weapons from either army. We needed them too desperately to bother with honor, especially since the other side did not bother with it at all. So still. The battlefield was so still, compared with the slaughter and chaos that had finally halted hours ago. The Loyalist army had retreated rather than surrender, leaving their dead for the crows. I edged around a fallen bay gelding, the beautiful beast's eyes still wide with terror, flies crusting his bloodied flank. The rider was twisted beneath it, the man's head partially severed. Not from a sword blow, no. Those brutal gashes were claws. They wouldn't yield easily. The kingdoms and territories they wanted their human slaves would not lose this war unless they had no other choice, and even then. We'd learned the hard way, very early on, that they had no regard for the ancient rules and rites of battle. And for the Fey territories that fought beside mortal warriors, we were to be stomped out like vermin. I waved away a fly that buzzed in my ear, my hand caked with blood, both my own and foreign. I'd always thought death would be some sort of peaceful homecoming, a sweet, sad lullaby to usher me into whatever waited afterward. I crunched down with an armored boot on the flagpole of a Loyalist standard-bearer, smearing red mud across the tusked boar embroidered on his emerald flag. I now wondered if the lullaby of death was not a lovely song, but the droning of flies. If flies and maggots were all death's handmaidens. The battlefield stretched toward the horizon in every direction, save the keep at my back. 3 days. We had held them off. 3 days we had fought and died here. But we'd held the lines. Again and again, I'd rallied human and fairy, had refused to let the Loyalists break through, even when they hammered our vulnerable right flank with fresh troops on the second day. I'd used my power until it was nothing but smoke in my veins, and then I'd used my Illyrian training until swinging my shield and sword was all I knew, all I could manage against the hordes. A half-shredded Illyrian wing jutted from a cluster of high-Fey corpses, as if it had taken all 6 of them to bring the warrior down, as if he'd taken them all out with him. My heartbeat pounded through my back.